Yo, good morning. Hello, Peter. I'm fine, thank you. Happy B-Day. Thanks, man. Just say low of the month in, I beg you. Man, let's hope so. I mean, I'd say that there is a chance that the low is already in, but unlikely on the lower time frames, I think. But hey, let's see. We'll get into it in a couple of minutes. Just gonna wait a couple of minutes so some more people can join, and then we'll get started on the higher time frames, give my thoughts on the monthly close, and work our way through the different time frames. De Koning, what's up? Rahul, Elizabeth, big fan. Thanks, man. So just gonna wait like 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. Man, why is it pumping it already? I was looking for a dip this morning to long. Something like this. But didn't give it. Follies, what's up, mate? How are you? Let me grab a coffee. Yeah, I did the same. So, how's everyone doing after the dump? Everyone bearish again now? I was bullish at the local top. But yeah, I'll get over my thought process on the trades. Well, on the trade I took here as well. Got stopped out on it. Been flat since then, but let's see. Wisdom Wolf, El Romano. Crazy ass price action yesterday. Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much retraced all of this, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, I think. But anyways, let's wait 1 more minute and then we'll get started. Muro longed Bitcoin again. Yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense, I think, but I'll get into it. Robert, Ben, Peter, what's up? Alright, 50 people already, which is nice. Reacting from H12 supply and fair value gap fill. Yeah, possibly. Where are you streaming from in Belgium? From under Brussels. Alright, so let's get started. So welcome again to another stream. First things first, want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the streams, which is Prime XBT. That's an online exchange where you can trade Bitcoin, but also indices, Forex, and yeah, commodities, stuff like that, with a Bitcoin-based account or in USDT or whatever you want. They're great. The team is great. They're constantly updating, constantly improving. Absolutely love them. Been with them for over 2 years, I think now, and yeah, they're definitely worth checking out. I have a link in the description, as well as a promo code you can use to get up to $7,000 in bonuses. So definitely check them out, and big thanks to the team for sponsoring. And then also feel free to leave a like on this live stream. That helps me a lot, helps me grow my channel. Also feel free to subscribe. Yeah, that's really appreciated. Okay, so let's get the likes to at least 30-40. Okay, Okay, so Bitcoin. Gonna start off by giving all my thoughts and go over my previous trades, go over the potential next trade ideas that I'm watching, and then I'll get to the chat. Then feel free to ask any questions and I'll get to them after, okay? So, the monthly closed. Sadly, we had this... hold on, let me mute Discord for a second. Okay, so we unfortunately dumped yesterday quite a lot, and that made the monthly close not as bullish as it would have been if we wouldn't have dumped. But anyways, that doesn't mean we close bearish. In my opinion, this is a good monthly close, okay? We closed the monthly green, we didn't close above previous monthly high, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bearish, okay? That's immediately gonna be the first level I'm gonna be marking out on the monthly. So last month's high. Well, it's not last month's high, it's the previous. Let's mark it out with February high. Okay, and then also mark out last month's high and last month's low. Gonna be key as well. Last month's low. Give it another color. And last month's high. Okay, on the monthly, apart from that, we closed the monthly and nuked immediately, okay? So what does that mean? Well, it doesn't have to mean anything, but I've talked about this before. Whenever a candle closes and it immediately dumps, then the probability-wise, there's a high probability that price will return to the open of the candle to create the wick to the upside, okay? So as you can see on basically every chart, most of the candles have a down wick and an up wick, especially on the monthly, but I use it on all time frames, to be honest. But so whenever the monthly closes and it barely has a wick to the upside and starts dumping, then there's a high probability that price will be revisiting the open of the month and trade above it, okay? Now, you can use this how do you call it? Not a strategy, but this thing where we dump from the monthly open in two ways, okay? So first one is gonna be the target of for longs is gonna be the open, okay? So whenever price opens here, for example, dumps, look for bullish setups, for example, a low being created, a sweep, okay, and then your target is gonna be here. Then the second one is gonna be whenever price comes above the open, creates the higher wick, and then dumps back below it, then that's gonna be your short entry. Okay, these arrows are fucking trash, but I hope what I'm saying makes sense, okay? Then that's your short, because then the higher wick has been created, and then nuke it to the lows, okay? Let's remove that again. So as you can see right here, our monthly has a lower wick already now, but barely has a wick to the upside. So high probability that we at least take out the high of the month, which I'm gonna mark out as well, okay? So that's this. Yeah, let's keep it in black and call it this current month high, okay? So we'll use that later. Then let's see the weekly, okay? On the weekly, we're pretty much trading in between this sort of order block that kept the market during this whole consolidation area, okay? So we didn't manage to close any weekly candle above it, and as you can see right now, huge weekly close, very strong, then took out the previous week's high and then started nuking. Okay, is this a bearish retest of this supply, or is this a healthy retrace and a retest of this demand? We'll have to see. Okay, but these two areas are the areas we're trading in between. Above here it gets bullish, below here it gets very, very bearish in my opinion. Okay, on the weekly, yeah, let's also mark out last week's high. Let's do that in purple, and last week's low. Okay, then the daily. So as you can see, if I quickly mark out some more key levels, we're currently trading below most of our key levels. Key levels, I mean weekly open, yearly open, monthly open, quarterly open. We're trading below all of those. So we can't use those as entries or high probability areas for longs. Okay, now whenever you don't have those, what I tend to look for then is a range setup. Okay, so where price makes a low, then sweeps a low, reclaims it, and then look for potential long setups. Invalidation is then below the low or below the area that got bought up and where the sweep happened, and then target higher. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm doing in this case. On the daily, another area you could be watching would be simply this one. Why? Because that's been support all the way here, broke below, resistance, 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 resistance. Okay, so obviously this retrace, I mean, everyone is calling for, everyone is pretty much bearish again, but we haven't even broken below any key levels yet. I'd say if we break back within this area and get a weekly close, so not wicks below here are allowed, I think, but if we close a weekly below this, then I think we're fucked. Okay, then I think we're going to last month's low and then probably extend it to these lows and probably into sub 30k. Okay, but until that happens, what I'm seeing here is basically consolidation, accumulation, resistance being tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, a strong breakthrough, and now just a retest. So do you really want to be shorting into the level that has kept the market for 5 times and is now currently getting retested? I personally don't. So I'm not that bearish as as most of the people you're seeing right now that are panicking on Twitter. But anyways, always gotta be doing your own stuff. But yeah, so that's just the bias, right? Now the second thing is the trading, right? So where do you long? I personally, this morning when we were trading here, I was looking for, just like I said, the range setup. We have a low, we have some inefficiency here on the lower time frames, as you can see, quite some lows. So what I was looking for was a retrace, a dip. Even this would have been fine, but ideally below the low, boom, then strong reaction, and then look for longs there. And what would my target then be? The current monthly high. So what I explained, with the open, dumping from the open, right, and then creating the higher wick. Well, that's what I think will still happen, and will still will probably happen within the next couple days. So what I'm looking for here, right now, as you can see, we have some flat hourly lows here, and we're coming into supply with a lot of inefficiency below. So I definitely wouldn't be longing into here. On top of that, if you're longing here and you keep your risk below here, that's already dangerous. And on top of that, the risk reward is horrible. So what I'd be waiting to see would be some downside, okay? Take out the low, reclaim, and that's where I'll be looking for longs. Target here, and then probably Monday low, and then see from there. Where do we where do we flip fully bullish again? Well, obviously above the area that led to the downside, the supply area, sideways price action, people accumulating shorts, downside. If this gets reclaimed on the dip back into this, people will scale out of their shorts, which results in buying. So then we're probably gonna be sent higher, and then from there it's off to these highs up here, and then probably we extend into 56, somewhere around there. So that's for longs, okay? Either looking for longs on a local sweep of some lows on the lower time frames, or above this area. So above here, the retest is a buy, or do something like this, then this is a buy. Okay, so that's longs. Now shorts. If we pump straight from here, right, and we do this, I'm probably blindly shorting this. Why? Because we left a lot of inefficiency below. Then the wick of the monthly has been set to the upside as well. So then there's a high probability that we will be trading lower. Okay. Now you could also wait for confirmation. And what's the confirmation then? A dump back below the monthly open. Okay. So then see from there, risk there, target here, and then probably extend it into here, and then this demand. So that's the first play. Secondly, if we dump from here and start dumping aggressively, I probably will not be looking for shorts, because yeah, you always need to have a defined risk. And if we dump from here, I don't really see where you could place your stop loss. But if we start ranging from here and do something like this, where we make a low, then go for a sweep, break back below, then that's where I short, risk defined above here, and target here and here. Okay, so basic range plays right here. So current range right now would be, what's the low? Obviously this one. First high being made after the low at the moment is this one, but yeah, obviously not enough price action to say so. But if we start dumping from here, then that's your high in mid-range. Okay, wait for ranging, whatever play it gives first. If it goes for the lows first, okay, wait for the reclaim. Don't blindly put your stop below here in case we go for this, or just pure chop and yeah, take out this again and then blah blah blah, and then see higher. So I'd say keep your stop yeah, probably below here, and then target would be range high. If we do this and we fail to sweep range low first and then go for the high, boom, get back below it, short, invalidation probably somewhere up here, target, range low, and then probably here. So that's basically it. That's basically what I'm watching. Now, yeah, like I said on the higher time frames, I'm not that good on the higher time frames, mostly day trades. Just play the intraday moves. But I wouldn't get too bearish into support here. We broke out of an accumulation area and a resistance that been tested so many times, and now we're retesting that. I mean, if it gets below that level again, then it gets bearish. Okay, if it gets back below here, then this becomes a deviation, then your risk is clearly defined above here, and then send it lower. Okay, now the fact we dumped straight from this gives you a pretty clean invalidation for shorts. Okay, so if price does this, then I'll blindly short. And why is that? Simply because of the clear invalidation. You short here, you put your stop here, your risk reward will be good, and your target lower. That's always what Bitcoin tends to do. Whenever, also when you make if this is the all-time high, for example, and price dumps, and then comes back here, I'll blindly short the supply that led to the downside. And why is that? You'll very often see that price at least retraces a bit from this. And why? Because the invalidation for shorts is that clear. You simply short here, put your stop above here, and you're good. Okay, and then just take profit along the way. And yeah, it's pretty much the same with longs, to be honest. As you can see on this one, for example, as well, here, for example, sideways price action, aggressive downside, price returns to this area, retest, and this happens. Okay, and that's because shorting here, stop here, and you're good. Okay, and then you probably target this range high level, and that would have been a beautiful trade. And yeah, that's how I see things. So I wouldn't get too bearish here, especially because we've dumped so aggressively. I mean, yeah, I don't think we continued straight away from here. I think we at least trap some late shorters first. That's why if we do this from here, see a little downside, sweep, reclaim, I'll probably get long, and then target the monthly high, the current monthly high, and look for a deviation above this, and then close it out here. And if it gets back below, then I might look for a short back towards lower prices. Okay, has that been clean? Has that been clear? Sorry, or does it not make sense? Or any questions, feel free to ask. Range extremes have been played the past few months. Yeah, well, they always have been, to be honest. You just gotta keep your stops wide enough to not get chopped up if price does this and then wicks it again, and that's been happening more and more lately. When will we be able to copy trade you on Prime? Never. How do you expect to learn how to trade for yourself if you're just gonna be copy trading someone? Could you explain a few indicators that you use? I don't use any indicators apart from a key levels one, and that's just the daily open, the weekly open, Monday high, Monday low, stuff like that. Can you give us an example, low being run and claimed for a long setup? Yeah, for example here. This one I longed actually, that was one of my best plays from last week, well, from the last couple weeks. So price was bullish, bonking against resistance again here for the 5th time. And then we swept a low, swept all of this liquidity. There was confluence with liquidation levels down here. Boom, closed strong. I just market longed, put my stop. I can't remember if I put it below. I think I put it below the low, actually. And targeted, yeah, these highs first, and then higher, close 50% here, and then higher. But that's, if I say sweep of the lows, that's basically what I mean here. What's that 5 in the top left corner if you don't use any? Yeah, it's just some stuff I sometimes look at, but I barely use, to be honest. Some MAs, but barely use them. This, never use, never use. Spaceman, BTC, that's just key levels, weekly open, and like I said, and these are just the pivots that I sometimes take a look at. Whoa. It's yearly pivots often work very well on Bitcoin right now as well, as you can see. Yearly pivot. So yeah, when price reclaims this, we're gonna see fireworks. And I think there's a good chance we do, to be honest. You're just a PA trader, you don't need indicator. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, for me at the moment, no trades, and yeah, the weekend is coming up, so probably gonna be flat for a while. But if I were to say what trades I'd be taking, would be if we dump from here, sweep the low, I'd probably take a long. If we get a little downside here, sweep the highs and come back below, I'll probably take a short. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You could argue a scalp short here, in my opinion, because of the flat hourly bottoms, this one and this one. I think we at least revisit this one today, so you could use that as a scalp short. If we do something like this, then take a short here, invalidation here, target here, here, and here. Something like this. But yeah, like I said, not sure if I'm gonna be taking this, but this makes sense if it presents itself. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna keep it a short stream. I gave my thoughts. Wouldn't get too bearish into support until it breaks. But yeah, obviously don't blindly long into it as well. Wait for the extremes to get taken and then see from there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. Again, thanks to PrimeXBT for sponsoring. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next week. All right, peace out.